What is going on YouTube? It is your boy J-Man, and look, y'all, we are finally back, okay? And I'm through, bro, man, where Jimmy been at, bro? Like, I've been busy, bro, okay? I've been busy, okay? But I'm back, okay? Let's hop into this information. But look, I got a very interesting DM for one of y'all today, last night. And it was a DM on my Twitter, and it says, yo, Jay, your thoughts on this, your first thoughts on this, how do you feel about this? And then that state of it. And it's just a DM of a 2K dev. Yes, it was a 2K dev. Tweeted something about NBA 2K25, right? Now I told you we're gonna talk about NBA 2K25. We're gonna get to the talks, things like that. But this tweet, y'all, I have a lot to say because the person that DM me says, "How do you feel about this?" And I'm about to surprise a lot of y'all on how I feel about this. Now, before we do anything, let's try to get 24 likes on the video. You know what I'm saying? I'll make sure to like, subscribe. We're on the road to 5K subs. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to post a tweet in 3, 2, 1. You guys can pause it, but I'm going to let you see the tweet, and we'll go on from there. See y'all in a minute. You might be like, well, Jay, what's the point of this video? You know, they barely showed any gameplay. The reason why I'm making this a video, right, is because I need y'all to understand. My first thoughts about this is, just because a dev tweets out that should be the move doesn't mean y'all need to copy it. I'm going to say this multiple times. If you were on NBA 2K23 or NBA 2K24, or matter of fact, anytime you play 2K and you were horrible at dribbling, right? Horrible at creating separation. We're not talking about left, right, L2 canceling. We're talking about being able to create separation, right? Do not make a small guard, okay? He made that tweet because he's probably right about it, right? And again, me personally, I wouldn't waste some money buying the game. Now it's already been revealed that I'm getting the game for free, so I mean, it's not like I said, I ain't wasting no money on it. You know what I'm saying? You guys taking care of that for me, respectfully. But me personally, I wouldn't, waste your time on this product. But it's just the fact that I'm making this video because the person that DM me said, what's your first opinion on this? My first opinion on this, y'all, is the community needs to stop copying. Now, the reason why I said this is because when people look at that tweet, they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, this guy's a 2K dev." And he's gonna say, "Well, no, this is what you need to be able. You want to go look at because smaller builds is what he said in the tweet. Smaller builds are gonna have more. I think he said attributes. If I go back to the tweet, is what he said. But like I said, if you know that doesn't fit your style of play, even though that doesn't fit your game, you don't have to make it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because a part of the problem why I make this video because when it comes to the overall experience on the multiplayer modes on the game, right? A lot of you guys ruin it because you make a build that doesn't fit your style of play, you know what I'm saying? And you put everybody in harm's way, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're making especially if you're like a PG or a center. But in this situation, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to make the build just because the dev said so, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel that's what y'all gonna be like, oh, to be honest, I ain't that good at the game, or I really don't know what I'm doing, so I'm gonna look at what this dev said and I'm gonna build based on him. No, make your build based on, you know what I'm saying, what you do best. Because that's what some of y'all are gonna do, and y'all are gonna ruin the experience of everybody else, right? And I hate that, bro. I go back. I'm gonna go back to the tweet real quick, right? I'm gonna go back to the tweet. You know what I'm saying? Let me go back to the tweet. The tweet said, let me go back to it. I'm gonna read to y'all what it says, bro. For all my guards out there, for all my guards out there, be open to using a smaller guard in NBA 2K25. See what I mean? A dev is telling you that, but that doesn't mean that now you are a guard all of a sudden. Because like I said, some of y'all do this. Y'all go in and make these builds and y'all don't know how to use them. Prime example, I was playing on my center yesterday, right? And I was on a defensive maker. Y'all know my first center was a defensive maker. He's 7'1", 266. He's mainly an inside big, but he can shoot the ball if he's left wide open, right? And you're talking about, a defensive maker who really has nothing but post game, and that's about it. He's physical, he's big and strong, right? But he's not gifted offensively like that. He's just big. You see what I'm saying? And you got these guys, and I was playing in solo, right? You got these guys that are on offensive guru builds, and they can't do anything. So I put a mic on, and I'm like, yo, this is, unacceptable. The fact that I'm player to half on a defensive anchor, and y'all are on these, shot creating 3-level threats or, all of these type of offensive builds, and y'all can't do nothing. Y'all can't play how your build's supposed to play. And the guy puts a mic in and said, "You're supposed to do that." No, I'm not. A defensive anchor is not a three-level threat. You see what I'm saying? We should never be player to have on a defensive anchor, right? And like I said, knowing the community, right, is this was gonna be the problem with the community. A lot of y'all that know y'all were trash. It's almost like, bro, I'm not good at shooting, so I'm gonna make a build with a 99 three ball. That doesn't fix the problem. See what I mean? You still gotta time the shot. And I'm gonna tell you right now, to be a small guard on the game, that's one of the most difficult things to do, because if you are on a small guard, you most likely have no defense. You have zero defense. So guess what? If you have zero defense, right? You got zero defense, you're the smallest player on the team. That means you have to score the ball. There is no, oh, nah, I probably got to know. It ain't no probably, you have to, because you have no defense. You know what I'm saying? So you have to score. You're putting yourself in a more difficult situation, right? Let me read the rest of this tweet. Smaller guards will have more attribute points to work with. Now again, I'm gonna read that again. Smaller guards will have more attributes points to work with, meaning you're probably gonna have, obviously because you're smaller than everybody else, right? You're probably gonna be able to have a little more freedom in the builder if you go smaller, right? But understand this: if it doesn't fit your style of play, right, do not make it, because what's gonna happen is you're going to go in games and you're going to be trash. You're going to be useless. Not because the build is trash, it's because it doesn't fit your style of play, right? Read the rest of this again. You will also have access to the new badge, Mini Marksman Personality, right? Which I'm guessing that has what, I don't know what that means. We'll figure that out later. But what I'm getting from this is, when it comes to the community, this sounds like it's a little bit of a early meta sign. A dev is trying to tell you, me personally, I'd rather look at the smaller guard because they have more attribute points. But a lot of y'all don't understand how to use these builds, right? So if you don't know how to use these builds, then how does that help you out? That doesn't help you out. Like I said, that's like saying, bro, I'm a horrible defender, so I'm going to make a lockdown defender. That doesn't fix your problem. You still got to have positioning and things like that, right? So he says, I have been enjoying playing on a small guard. I'm going to read that again. I'm going to read that again for y'all. I have been enjoying playing on a small guard. The dev has. That's not y'all. He is telling you based on his experience, he's been enjoying it. He's a gameplay dev. Of course, he's going to know how to use the build. He worked with the game. You see what I'm saying? That don't mean you do. So again, like I said, me personally, I don't think the game is worth it. I wouldn't really consider playing it unless you have a way of getting it for free. Because like I said, I'm getting it for free. I'm really just going to test it out and see how it is, right? But like I said, I don't want to see half the community on small guards, right? Because that's what a dev said. And when we're talking about 24 was one of the worst experiences I've ever experienced on a 2K game. I already know what the community is going to do. Y'all are going to copy, whoa, the dev said this, right? You don't play like how the dev plays, right? Let me read the rest of this. Typically, 6 foot through 6'2" is the height I make my small guards. I'm read that again for y'all. Keywords he said. Typically, 6 foot and 6'2" is the height I make my small guards. So I and make my, meaning him, not you. You are not that dev. So what I mean? So that don't mean when the game come out, like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I was struggling to get 20, I was struggling to get 24. What should I do? You don't follow these footsteps because that's him. He said, my. You see what I'm saying? When he plays the game, not you, right? I'm giving you guys tips. And if you guys will, well, Jay, I don't got no play style, so what should I do? Then how about you actually play the game, right? And get a feel of a certain player that let's say, okay, you guys don't, you don't know what type of player you want to be. Well, what kind of NBA players do you enjoy watching? Do you enjoy watching players like an Anthony Edwards? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have, like, we understand like players that, are fun to watch, right? Make a build that you feel like, okay, I like the way how he plays, right? It fits the style of play that you're looking for. Don't just go in there and be like, oh, because the dev said so, I'm going to make this build. And when you get out there, you're going to be garbage. Because a small guard has no defense. Now I can see the comments now. Well, bro, that ain't true. You can make a small guard right now and you can put defense on it. But we all know what I'm talking about. When you make a small guard, dog, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to stop no one. Unless you're going up against another small guard. You see what I'm saying? But if you're going up against a 6'5", 6'6", you have no chance of stopping that player. You see what I'm saying? The only way that player can get shut down is if he gets in his own way because you're already undersized. And that was a problem I kept telling y'all on 2K23 and 2K24 that if you got people making these small players and have no offense ability because it doesn't fit their style of play and they play no defense. So it's you're useless on the court, right? So another team's probably going to ice you out the game because one, you play no defense, and two, you don't know how to use the build. So you're setting yourself up for failure copying a meta early, right? Because basically that's what the dev is doing. He's telling you, what he would consider doing because, you have more freedom in the builder with that going at that size, right? Undersized and whatnot. But a lot of y'all, if I had to be real, majority of, people that play this game don't even know how to do the basics, bro. Can't do a simple crossover behind the back, none of that. And yes, I mean what I just said. A lot of people that play this game can't do the basics. Majority of people that play can't do basic stuff. No type of creating separation. You don't gotta know left right or no L2 cancel. We're talking about a basic crossover. Get you separation. Some of y'all can't even do that. And it's sad. It's disgraceful, bro. Right? So here we go. He says, obviously, height will always have great benefits, but don't sleep on the smaller, quicker builds guard. He said, don't sleep on the smaller, quicker guards in 2K25. So I'm going to say that again, right? And the key word that y'all just missed that is going to get y'all, to want to do it. He says quicker, right? But do you know how to use that? Do you know how to use that quicker that he's talking about, right? Meaning if you make a small guard, do you know how to play at that size, at that height disadvantage, bro? Because if you don't, then you shouldn't make that build, bro. If you don't, bro, here's the thing. If you like to score the ball, you should not make a center. I mean, these are just obvious things because if you want to be real, a center, yes, their role is majorly important, but a center's not look to drop, 25 points a game. No. A center's look to get probably about 12 points a game and probably 20 rebounds a game, right? But you're not look to get 25 because you go there, well, if I make the biggest player on the floor, then I'm going to score every point. It don't work like that, bro. And playing center is tough too. Because like I said, the role is you arguably the second most important player on the floor, right? Because you're responsible for a lot, especially on the defensive end side of the basketball, right? And not to mention, you got to be reliable on the offensive end. You can't just be one-sided, bro. You can't. Like my defensive anchor, that's why I made him 7'1", 266 on 2K24. And in 2K23 was similar. He was like 250 on 2K23. Because, right, you have to be reliable on both ends. Again, hear what I'm saying. This isn't me just, complaining. I'm telling you, I'm trying to help some of y'all. So, because I know what y'all going to do when the game is out, right? I know what y'all going to do. Y'all going to go in and y'all going to be like, I don't know what to do. I'm going to just copy what this dev said. And you're going to put yourself at a very bad disadvantage, bro. See what I'm saying? Well, Jay, you have a small guard. Yell is 6'4". He's not small. A 6'4" guard is really not considered. I mean, we look up, I can Google right now a 6'4" point guard. I'm pretty sure De'Aaron Fox is 6'4". De'Aaron Fox is not small, right? He's not a small player. He's not a small point guard, bro. So 6'4" is not small. The guy clearly said 6 foot through 6'2", right? I mean, you got some of these other players talking about so they want to go 5'11". You know what I'm saying? I see Quavo tweet out he wanted to go 5'11", but he knows how to play at that height. So he can get away with doing that because he's a content creator because one, he can play the one. He can play the guard. He can play the little combo guard situation. I've seen him play numerous times, right? Not only in the rec, but in the prime as well. You see what I'm saying? Shout to him by that as well. But it's the fact that he's a content creator to where he can play with he can play with that height disadvantage because he's going to have people that want to play with him. You see what I'm saying? You are majority playing but that you don't know. So you making a build that's going to put you at a disadvantage puts the team in harm's way, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't make a small guard, then go play with randoms, and then you wonder why y'all are losing. And the entire time, you are the reason to why the team is in the situation because you are the smallest player on the team, but you can't create separation. You can't score the ball because it doesn't fit your style of play, bro. See what I mean? It doesn't fit your style of play. If it doesn't fit your style of play, don't make the build. It's just like going on YouTube. A lot of y'all go on YouTube, oh, best shooting guard build on NBA 2K. You see what I'm saying? Y'all go copy the build, but you don't know how to use the build, right? If Steve's gonna drop a build right now and say, yo, this build is lit, right? Some of y'all gonna watch that video and be like, I'm gonna make this build. Knowing damn well you are not even near the level of Steezo when it comes to creating separation and understanding how to use the build. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't even do that because it doesn't fit my style of play. How Stevenson likes to dribble a lot. He likes to do all of that dribbling stuff. I like to dribble and not like spam, moves. Stevenson likes to spam moves and hesitation, stuff like that, and spins. That's not my style of play, right? So me making Stevenson's build would be a bad fit for me because it doesn't fit how I like to play. I like to be a combo guard. I like to be a guard that does a little bit. Now, yes, Stevenson and his players, they can all score, but when you talk about how to use the players that he's on, right? He spams dribble moves. That's not how I like to play. I don't spam dribble moves. That was my phone, by the way, too. I don't spam dribble moves. I spam IQ. That's what I spam, bro. See what I'm saying? I'm not dissing Steves or anything. I'm just telling y'all how I like to play. I make builds to where I put them in good situations, right? I'm not at a disadvantage, right? And I know it's going to fit my style of play. So if I'm going to go to these replies real quick. So I'm going to go to these replies real quick, too. Back to this tweet, if I can go find it real quick. Let me go back to it. And give me a second, y'all. Like I said, we're going to get some more of these, 2K25 information that they're dropping for y'all. Like I said, me personally, I don't think the game is going to last. So you are right now a person where you cannot afford the game. I wouldn't be in a rush to go get anything like this because I don't think 2K25 is going to be worth it, and I don't think it's going to last. So like I said, I'm getting the game for free. So, it's no charge for me, bro. You see what I'm saying? And me being a content creator, you know what I'm saying? I really, it's basically me just testing the game for free. Like, I don't got to pay nothing. And that's not me, just gloating about it. I'm just telling you how it is, bro. So, look, this tweet had 87 replies. That apple juice hit every single time. I don't care what nobody say. Apple juice hit every single time. Every single time. So somebody says, this sounds like bad news. Tiny players meta again. Exactly. So everything that I just explained to y'all is what people are getting in the replies. Like, this sounds like what people are going to try to do, which is a meta. And it's going to be bad. Not because the build is bad, because it doesn't fit your style of play, bro. Like, the build you're looking at in the background, y'all might be like, Jay, bro, the build, like, that build right there, that build look nice. Or your center build, what build is that? But it don't matter about the build. You don't know how to use the build. So you can see the build for what it is, but if you don't know how to use the build, then it's going to be pointless for you to even see what type of build it is or what kind of play style the build has because it doesn't fit, right? Now here we go. This guy says, I like it more variety in builds. This guy says, I am all for variety, but a few years ago, they had everyone running 5'11 guards. Right? Now, like I said, bro, that's even worse. If you go in 5'11, you better be skillful at the game. You see what I'm saying? Like, because what I'm getting from it, and we're going to talk about the builder probably later on tomorrow, is that a lot of these players, if you go small, you probably can have like a 90-plus through ball, 90-plus, playmaking or something like that because you're at a disadvantage than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? You're not like 6'5", or you're only 5'11" or 6 foot. So, see what I'm saying? Now, you have to be an offensive guru. You see what I'm saying? You can't just be like, oh, even though I'm undersized, I'm going to try to get people involved. No, you can't rely on that. You got to be the offensive guru now because you're at a disadvantage, bro. Right? Now, somebody said, let them 6'2" motherfuckers hop on the court. I'm screaming backdoor every single time. See what I mean? And the reason why he just said is because he knows the defense is you're not going to be able to guard nobody, bro. Now, me personally, when it comes to defense, what I noticed on 2K23 and 2K24 is a lot of players don't care for it. So, if you make a build like this, you will get cooked, okay? I mean, especially if you really just want to score the ball, you will get cooked on defense. So, like I said, if you're not dropping 30, 40 points, your team's probably going to lose because you're going to give up that many points combined because your build has no defense and you're too small. It's another reason why a lot of these players in today's NBA, they don't get looked at as much, or they don't get the respect they deserve because they're really small. You know, these teams don't give them opportunities, you know, because they're undersized, right? Not saying they don't have talent. Prime example, Isaiah Thomas. We remember when Isaiah Thomas was in his prime, he was in his bag with the Celtics, dropping 40, 30 points, weekly, right? He gets traded. After he got traded, it's like he was never the same again. Because you realize, these teams, they don't trust his height. It wasn't that Isaiah Thomas couldn't play. He didn't have the skill. It was his height, right? He's a very small player. And then he did have some injuries and then things like that. But you guys get my point. You're undersized. It makes teams like, okay, we don't really need this guy like that. We can find somebody else that is just as talented as him at a 6'5" or a 6'8" nowadays. You see what I'm saying? Or a 6'9", right? But you don't have to, put yourself at that level because so-and-so said it like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't make Chris Smooth build. If Chris Smooth made a build right now, y'all wouldn't go make it, right? Because y'all be like, why he make this build? But that's his style of play. That's how he like to play. See what I mean? So you got to understand. You got to find what you like to do. Find what you do best. If you get a lot of stops, maybe you should make a two-way, right? You already like to play defense. Maybe you should, a two-way would fit your style of play. If you like to shoot the ball, a lot of times, maybe you should look to make a shooting type of build. See what I'm saying? Look to make a shooter, a shooting type of build, right? Things like that. If you like to get to the basket, look to make a slasher. But you got to understand, now me personally, like I said, the way how the game is going now, especially today's NBA, you can't be one-sided, bro. So you got to be more reliable. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you make a center is very difficult because you can't just, like my defensive anchor, right? I can't just be a defensive anchor. He has to be, at some point, he's got to be reliable scoring the post. Now, I'm not the person that used these, dunk timings and layup timings. So guess what I did? I made my center 7'1", 266, right? Because I'm the biggest player on the court. So me being the biggest player on the court is already going to put me at an advantage because guess what? I'm strong. You see what I'm saying? So if my center's strong, he don't have to be some, elite post type of player because he can just be physical, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, but it's got to fit your style of play, bro. See what I mean? And like, I gotta understand that. You see what I'm saying? Let's get some more of these replies though. And y'all let me know if you're in this comment section. Do y'all understand what I'm getting across here? Because like I said, when the game dropped and you got people that were horrible in the previous 2Ks, be like, I don't know what I'm supposed to make in this builder, so I'm gonna go make what this person said. No, you're gonna put yourself in a really bad situation. You're getting the game for free. What build you potentially gonna make? Probably, I don't know. I might bring Cody back, right? I don't know. Might bring Cody back. I usually like to make a small forward. I don't know what I'm gonna do though. We gotta see we gotta get more information on how the game is gonna do things, right? And like I said, I ain't gonna lie to you, especially the fact that I'm getting the game for free. It's gonna be very interesting. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of stuff is on the way. You got Black Ops 6 on the way. Before you know it, then we're gonna have GTA 6. So you got a lot of these other games coming out as well. So, like I said, if you cannot afford the game, do not be in a rush to go get it because me personally, I don't think 25 is going to be worth it. And I don't think it's gonna last, right? That's just my take on it. But like I said, you know what I'm saying? If you don't really have an idea of what you want to do, then learn that first, right? It's just like when you make a build. Let's say you got your play style figured out and things like that, right? But you really, I like this play style, but I don't really know how to use it yet. Okay, then play some My Career games, right? Then when you figure more things out about the build, okay, now I feel I can go play on a different, experience online, right? But that don't mean, oh, let me go test a build on the rec. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're putting people in bad situations, bro. But we'll see. Who knows what they did with the rec nowadays? I told you I wanted them to remove the rec from 2K, basically due to the overall experience and the fact that 2K lets people get away with too much. But knowing 2K, we already know the rec's probably going to come back. But it's just very interesting to see what they did with it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, you got to understand these things. So let's get another tweet. So somebody says, let's see here. Badgebook, aka Watchbook, says, is there a difference between the old mismatch expert and mini marksman? I haven't really looked into the badges yet. Like I said, I've been very busy lately. We'll see how that plans out. I don't know. I mean, I know there's I heard there's a bunch of new badges, and I heard there's a bunch of new badges and a bunch of takeovers. We'll probably figure that stuff out tomorrow in my next video. Hopefully. But somebody says you got the legendary option of it. So, I guess we'll figure that stuff out tomorrow. Let's get to another tweet. Joe Knows tweets out a gif of Russell Westbrook. So I'm pretty sure Joe Knows, we know, he's probably got some things figured out about what he wants to do, and things like that. But we'll figure this out. So somebody says they're going to be waiting on Joe Knows LeBron's build. And speaking of builds, by the way, I heard that builds, somebody said builds are going to be like more demigods now. So if that's what y'all wanted, I guess that's what 2K did in the build. They gave you more freedom, I guess. Now, me personally, I don't think that fixes the problem because, like I said, it's not the builds, it's the people don't know how to use the builds. See what I'm saying? So even if you put a demigod builder in the game, you're still going to have trash players, right? Because they don't know how to use the builds to their best ability. See what I'm saying? That's just what it is, bro. That's not hitting. That's just calling what it is. And Chalk says that's how it should be. Shorter builds are significantly harder to play with than taller builds. W News so far. And the reason why he said that is because of the assignment, I'm guessing. You see what I'm saying? When you, like I said, when you are at that height disadvantage, you have to be that player. You see what I'm saying? That type of player to where you're on a whole nother level than everybody else on the floor. Because you have no defense pretty much, right? Now, of course, a player like Joe Knows or a player like Chalk will they can get stops on a small player because they used to. Well, I'm pretty sure Chalk used to play professionally, and we know Joe Knows played nothing but the 2K League players. So you could argue he was a 2K League player himself, right? He was beating them like it was no tomorrow. But what I'm saying, they can get away with it because they play against those high caliber players, bro. Majority of people that are going to be playing are going to be playing these people in the rec and playing solo, right? Or if you're playing in the park, you see what I'm saying? So you're not on their level that they're on. You see what I'm saying? Let's just call it what it is. I'm not saying that they're elite, right? I'm just saying they play a different game than you do. They play against people that are way 10 times better than the rec solo players that, y'all play up against or even when I played up against. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that. Some of them might put a comment and be like, well, Joe Knows can make this build and he was fine because Joe Knows played against high caliber players. See what I'm saying? So, of course, Joe Knows is going to be able to look like that because he's used to playing people that are, similar or even better on the same level as him. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Chalk. Let me know if you in the comment section, a little bit 28-minute video. Just I want to let y'all know, bro, like, listen, find your own play style. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting the game for free, so we'll see when I'm in the builder, right? But y'all got to figure something out. Because like I said, just copying somebody's build is not going to put you in the right situation. You're going to put yourself at a really bad disadvantage. Like, look, Yella's build 6'4". A lot of y'all can't even do the basic stuff. And I'm not saying I'm good because y'all know I'm not even a point guard, right? But Yella's my PG build. I can cook with Yella. You see what I'm saying? Because he's a combo guard and it fits what I like to play. I like to do a little bit of everything. Like I told y'all, I like to play do a little bit of everything. So you can see when I play with Yella, it fits my style of play, right? So like I said, man, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I'm gonna talk to y'all soon, hopefully. Yeah, man, y'all be good. Y'all stay safe. And yeah, man, we back with the vids. And let me know if in the comment section. Look, my center 1-on-1. Look, biggest player on the court. You see what I'm saying? Biggest player on the court. Physical, like I told y'all.